So fun fact, I actually tried to film this video outside, but the mosquitoes were too bad, so I had to film inside. Ironic. I live outside of Chicago, which was built on top of a swamp. That already means that the mosquitoes here are pretty bad, but this summer has been terrible because we've had so much more rain than normal. So I started wondering about ways to repel or kill mosquitoes. There's a lot of research on insect repellents, which I'll cover in a future video. But what about bug zappers? Do they actually work? The short answer to this question is yes, but no. What? Well, bug zappers do kill bugs, and some of those bugs will be mosquitoes, and some of those mosquitoes will be the females who are trying to bite you, but the situation is a lot more complicated than you might think. Let's start with how a bug zapper works. These traps use UV light to attract insects. You're probably already familiar with the idea that insects are attracted to light at night, but many insects are especially attracted to light in the UV part of the spectrum. This is because lots of insects use UV light to identify food sources, like how bees see UV patterns on flowers. When an insect flies toward the UV light and into the trap, it passes through a small grid of electrified wires. The insect's body connects the wires, completing an electrical circuit that fries the insect and makes that popping or zapping sound these traps are known for. Biting insects like mosquitoes and gnats aren't actually that attracted to UV light though, so many bug zappers now also emit a cloud of carbon dioxide or a chemical attractant like octanol. These chemical emissions are meant to mimic the chemicals mosquitoes use to find humans in the first place. That seems really straightforward, right? Bug zappers are probably a good investment for summers like the one we've been having. But maybe not. These little devices are pretty problematic. Studies examining the effectiveness of different chemical baits like CO2, octanol, and others in Korea and Tanzania noted that different species of mosquitoes respond to different baits, so this isn't a one trap kills all kind of situation. Side question, what is octanol and why do we use it to try to attract mosquitoes? Octanol is a secondary alcohol that can be found in some kinds of plants, and it's one of the main components in the flavor of mushrooms. Octanol lends this umami or earthy quality to human sweat as well. The studies from Korea and Tanzania also noted that while a lot of the baits seem to attract mosquitoes to the trap from a distance, once the mosquitoes are in the vicinity, they usually still prefer humans to the traps. That means your bug zapper could actually be leading mosquitoes to you, exposing you to more opportunities for bites. Why does this happen? Well, mosquitoes use a complex system of sensory stimuli in order to find their hosts. At long range, mosquitoes use chemosensory inputs, or what we can equate to smell, in order to hone in on a promising area. But once they're up close, mosquitoes are looking for movement in order to target a specific host. Since bug zappers and other traps don't move, they aren't as appealing to the mosquitoes as living humans. You know why else you shouldn't keep your bug zapper near you? Oh yeah, it's because when it zaps bugs, they explode, which means that dead bug parts and any germs they may have been carrying can get sprayed all over you, your kids, and the food at your patio party. Okay, so bug zappers aren't that helpful to humans, and they could even be harmful to us. But what about the rest of our neighbors? Bug zappers are indiscriminate killers, meaning they don't do anything to specifically target mosquitoes or to prevent other insects from dying on their electrified grids. Some studies estimate that mosquitoes may only be 5% of the bugs killed by zappers each night, and these devices may be responsible for killing over 100 billion beneficial insects per year. Non-biting insects are actually more likely to be attracted to the light on a bug zapper than biting insects. Let's put that in perspective. I found a source estimating that 1 billion ants, a relatively small insect by mass, would weigh about the same as one adult elephant. So bug zappers kill the equivalent of over 100 elephants' mass of beneficial insects per year? Yikes! And it's not just beneficial insects that can be harmed by these devices. Larger wildlife, like squirrels and lizards, may climb on bug zappers, and they can suffer painful or even fatal burns as a result of being hit with 2,000 volts. I do want to emphasize that understanding how mosquitoes find us and how we can repel or kill them is incredibly important to human health. Mosquitoes are often called the most dangerous animals on Earth because they transmit a wide variety of deadly diseases, including malaria, West Nile virus, virus, yellow fever, and a huge list of others. Additionally, it's important that we examine mosquito trapping techniques now because their populations may change and/or expand their ranges and abundances in the future due to human land use and climate change. So what can you do to keep the mosquitoes off of you during the summer? A super low budget option is to set up an electric fan or two on your patio. Mosquitoes can't really fly in any amount of wind, so a bit of air circulation should keep them away. I'm partial to the suggestion of making your yard more friendly to predators of mosquitoes like dragonflies and bats. Some researchers have noted that bats don't necessarily have a huge impact on local mosquito populations, but having them around can't really hurt. And while you've probably heard this before, it's worth reiterating that eliminating sources of standing water removes opportunities for mosquitoes to lay their eggs. However, that's not as easy as it sounds because some mosquitoes, called floodwater mosquitoes, actually lay their eggs on dry land and wait for them to be soaked by future rainstorms. I'm working on another video about other options for repelling mosquitoes, so stay tuned for that in a few weeks. In the meantime, feel free to comment with your favorite way to repel these dangerous biting insects. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it. If you didn't like this video, please share it with someone who would. And if you'd like to support The Roving Naturalist, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Then go check out our Patreon page. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can check out my nerdy environmental science Dungeons & Dragons adventures on NatureCheck on Twitch, YouTube, and wherever you find podcasts. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.